My car is in rough shape. Here she is, all dirty and stuff, all beat up. It looks like there was an animal on the car. Look at these paw prints. Possum, maybe? Possumly? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go see what the hell's going on with this, and then I guess we'll go from there. So let me get the hood open, and I'm hoping he's just dump the fluid out. That would be super easy to fix, and I just bleed it real quick, but I'm not so hopeful, so we'll find out shortly. It's low. There is in fact fluid in it, but I don't see any indication of a leak out of this stuff. That's where I have my clutch valve. I have my bypass right here, not my bypass, but you know what I mean, my bleed valve. So we're gonna try to bleed this out real quick. Luckily it's self-bleeding, so that's super easy. Also, we're gonna go say hi to Chris because he's right here at his shop. They just put this up and it is super nice. Hey man, how's it going? Hello friends. Hi. I know, it feels like a fucking eternity. I miss my friends so much.
It actually feels like a long time.
It has been a long time. No, it hasn't. It wasn't just last week. I guess it was just last week. He drove me to the airport at some point, like early in the morning. Anyway, yo, Portland is a trip, dude. That shit was crazy, but I'm gonna bum a wrench from Chris here, and then I'm gonna go try to fix my stupid car.
As long as it's not a half-inch, we're good, because I don't have it.
No, I just need a 10 mil.
I have a lot of those.
Hey, Rig Daddy. Okay. Okay, here we go. 10 mil acquired. I have the tools in the back of my car still, but I really don't feel like unpacking all of that just to do this. There's a clutch bleed line that I put it remote all the way up to the engine bay, so I don't have to jack the car up. Basically, you undo this here. You undo this to get access to the fitting that's right behind that clamp. And I'll show you how it works, or at least describe it in a second. It's really cool. It definitely saves a lot of headache, because otherwise this is super annoying to do. You'd have to jack the car up and you'd have to have a whole thing. It takes two people. I can literally do it by myself. And what these are called are speed bleeders. As the name implies, it helps you bleed things speedily. So there's a one-way valve in here. When you press the whatever, you activate the device, the thing does the work, lets the fluid out, but does not let air back in. So I'm going to crack that, fill up this reservoir, and we'll see what we get. I just got it bled up. Have it tight now. And it feels pretty good. It returns to my foot. So I guess, oh god, so awkward. I guess we'll start it and see what we get. Oh, I missed that sound. It is so much quieter with the muffler too, by the way. Yeah, I think I need to adjust the clevis rod or something. It feels like the clutch might just be worn in a little bit. But otherwise, it seems to work okay. The gauge is a little low. Yeah, so maybe I just got to take some throw out of the pedal and move the pickup point, because right now it picks up right up off the floor. But I think we fixed it. At least fixed enough to put it on the trailer. So I'm just gonna drive it around to make sure it's straight, and then yeah, we're gonna go do that. So far it seems like it's driving fine. Like I said, it picks up off the floor pretty low, but otherwise it feels like how it did. I'm going to try to get some speed and shift it now. Yeah, it's there. I just got to adjust the rod on the clevis. It was low on fluid, so what was happening was that when they would go to put the clutch down, there might not have been enough fluid for it to actually rebound and return. Don't know if that means it was leaking from somewhere, but whatever the case is, think we got it sorted out, so I'm pretty good with that. Drives fine, no vibration, doesn't sound or feel weird, so I'll take it. Big win for me. Oh, they were testing on the road course. Well, that makes too much sense. Let me go find them all. Oh my goodness. The car is monstrous. That thing is so gnarly. Jesus Christ. All right, so we're home. Picked the car up yesterday. I took some pretty good bumps and bruises. At Villains, I bumped the Camaro. I'll put a clip of that in there now. I don't think I took any video of the damage because I just wanted to get the car fixed, but basically ended up having to fix the entire passenger front corner. We lost a steering rack. We lost a steering rack shackle. We tweaked the spindle ever so slightly and tweaked the tension rod ever so slightly. We put the new lower arm in it, and we had to readjust the car. Massive adjustment to make it drive good again. As you'll notice, my front bumper is no longer there. No bueno, no good. I hit a guy in a blue S13, and I tagged him on the wheel. I might have that on video. I got a little greedy on the transition, and I thought he was going to move a little faster. Just missed it, and I hit him in the back bumper on his bash bar. Apparently, what that ended up doing was knocking my toe out of spec and pushed me off track, which is fine. But in the process of hitting him, it also broke the zip tie holding my bumper on. I mean, when I say it's in a million pieces, I really mean it's in a million pieces. This is a whole Origin racing line front bumper for an S14 Kooky right in here somewhere. And the weird part is I ran it over and it all kind of just blew apart in really big chunks. It didn't like shatter or splinter really weird. It was just, you know, a bunch of different pieces. Obviously the car is filthy. I have a little bit of paint correction to do on that wheel from hitting that S13. I mean, you want to talk about reliability? I hit a car with that. I broke an axle, and I thought I burst the tire or maybe broke a wheel or something because the car like squirmed around and it felt weird. And what I did was this spline end I actually shattered in the wheel hub. So that cost me a wheel hub and an axle, which isn't so bad, but it also tweaked something in the rear. Didn't break anything in the rear, but we had to realign that. So what else did I do? This rear section of the car is tore up pretty good. This is all cracked, starting to crack. Taillights are broke. I got hit by Jonathan Durham. It was my fault. My power steering failed, and like I choked up on the line. Like I wanted to bail on the run, but he was on top of me, so he just tagged me ever so slightly. And I kept knocking this corner off. These little scuffs and stuff down here were like little textbook scuffs from Villains. I got away pretty clean considering. Ended up breaking the taillight about it and like chipping this off apparently. I don't remember that. But this big scuff, that's from Matt Field hitting me. This is from, that's funny, this is from the plastic barriers at Park. This might actually come off. It looks like it'll come off. Like the 2F paneling is split a little bit, so. I mean, considering the beating that this stuff is taken and that these panels are already off a car, like I got them secondhand from an old Pro 1 car. I'm really happy with the durability. You know, if I've obviously smashed a bunch of Origin stuff in the process of getting to where I am. None of it would take a hit like this. I've broken a bunch of other wheels on previous cars, and these Kansais have, I mean, I know one driver, he broke all his 5-spoke wheels from a different manufacturer, broke or bent, and I probably had enough dirt drops and, you know, contact with other cars, holes in the track, whatever, to rival him. And my car's still good. My wheels are still good. They all drive straight. There's no vibration, at least no wheel vibration. My wideband gauge is doing something funny. I have a sensor that's not reading, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. That happened halfway through the trip. Motor was running fine though. Fuel gauge works. My fuel pressure sensor doesn't work. I think what I'll try and do is swap the sensors around and like swap fuel pressure for oil pressure, etc., and see if it changes that way, because if it reads, then it's a problem with the cluster. Yeah, other than the front angle stuff, everything that I have on the car, I'm super happy we have had it. It's been super durable, super reliable, between the motor from Golan Engine, the coilovers from Fortune Auto, you know, the wheels from Kansai, the rear suspension stuff from ISR. These are all components that I have been using for the past year, even longer, with this car and other cars. I mean, the motor's 3 seasons old. Most people will send a race motor back to get done every season. This one has been fine. And I did 2,300 street miles with the car and 7 track days in the span of 2 weeks. So DriftWeek is unique in that way because it's like an endurance race, so to speak. You need to have quality stuff that you can rely on. I know some guys will try to save a buck here and there by running cheaper stuff, but you won't get these same kinds of results. Definitely won't have the same kind of drivability. So thank you guys. You make awesome stuff, and I'm super thankful to have this all on the car. It feels so nice when you have people that make the stuff that you want that you can rely on to have on your car for when you're racing, because if you don't have reliable stuff, it becomes a safety issue, honestly, especially when it comes to suspension. You don't want suspension stuff falling out from under you every time you go over a bump. That'd be so annoying. So we got the car up in the air, as you can see. I have the whole front suspension off of it, coilovers, angle kit, a couple other things. I have to pull the subframe out of it. I felt the need to upgrade my angle kit. I loved the way that the old kit drove, but there were a couple issues that I had with it, especially when it came to durability. I think this would be fine for somebody in a club scenario where they're not driving the car so much. But with what I'm doing, especially going into competition now, I wanted something with a little bit better engineering, if you will. I'm sure I'm going to catch some flack for running WiseFab stuff. You see this debate on the internet all the time, run this kit, run that kit. There's nothing wrong with the cut knuckles and extended arms and big spacers, because that's how they do it in Japan. It's just not what I'm going to do. I need to have stuff that's engineered to work. Cut and shut knuckles with big spacers, that works fine, but there's a giant scrub radius. And if you bend something, you know, you're probably going to end up banging stuff up against the body. If you can't get it aligned straight, it becomes a nightmare. I'm trying to avoid all of that. I had what I thought was a well-engineered kit. Ended up having too many teething problems because they're still relatively new to the market. And yeah, I'm just not into that anymore. Basically everything that I had from that company is coming off the car, and it's going to go off to somebody who can use it as a spares package, and I'm replacing it entirely with the new stuff. So